Cheers, brother. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Proud to Present podcast. We are episode number 27, and my name is Colton. My guest today, very talented Martin Danel. How are you, my man?
How's it going, Colton? How's everybody doing?
Welcome back. Martin popped up, man. I heard his EP, new EP, Writing on the Block, just came out this year. Fire EP. If you're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music, make sure you look that up. Absolutely wonderful. Little background on you, from Uruguay.
From Uruguay, yeah.
Been playing music for 14 years, you said. I mean, how did this come together? First EP, like how do you end up here after some time playing some music?
Well, you know what? I've been playing music professionally for, I think right now it's been 2 years.
Nice.
I think it started November 2016. That was the first consistent gig. And
November 1st, we're in 2 full years, yeah.
2 full years, so yeah. And then, I put myself a goal at the beginning of the year, and I was like, I'm gonna write a song, because I never wrote before.
Really?
I wanted to write. I always want to write, but you know how it is. Like you write a couple songs, and then you're like, oh my God, this is so bad. And then you're like, you never play them again. But I was like, my goal was like, I'm going to build a little home studio, buy a computer so I can record, and then I can write on top of that. And, I started doing that. So I started doing that and, experimented with it. And then my friend Dominic Provenzano, he built an actual studio in his house, a real one.
Nice.
And he invited me to check it out, and we did a song. And then, that was the spark. That was like the one thing that I needed to be like, okay, let's do one more song, and then let's do another one.
Let's do another one. And then
Yeah.
Well, because we were talking before we sat down, you've already started on a new one. I mean, it sounds like, so being someone that felt like they couldn't write music for a while, it seems like you found it, and you're just rolling now. So you ever feel like the switch is going to turn off, or are you just piling them out, or?
Oh, honestly, I think I think it's a matter of keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's like with everything you do, the more you do it, the more you want to do it, the more you see results.
Yeah.
So with this, I think that's what it was. I started with one, and then another one, and then you get motivated and stuff like that. So as long as you have that motivation and you still in a way producing stuff, I think you're good. I think it's sometimes you're gonna have writer's block, sometimes you're not in the mood and whatever, but yeah, I think you just gotta keep trying, keep doing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too, because people say it's like a muscle. You know what I mean? You just, the more you write, the more you become comfortable. I go through phases where it's either music, I'm writing really good music, or I'm writing good lyrics. You know what I mean? And then you go through a phase where it's like, crap, I can't write a lyric to save my life, but I have more songs piling up. So how does your process go? Are you more of a lyrical based person, or does it go with the music first?
Honestly, it goes back and forth, but mainly it's music first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think for me, it's easier to flow with whatever I'm writing, music wise first, and then come up with lyrics. But I think one of the EP has 6 songs. I think one of them I started with the lyrics first.
Nice.
And then the other 5 were music first, and then come up with a melody, come up with anything else that comes in.
That's killer.
Mm-hmm.
So who are some of your big influences? I mean, when it coming to your songwriting, who kind of inspires you? Who got you started writing music?
So the big influence is Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
I freaking love that guy.
Yes.
I'm probably gonna mention him 800 times. Because honestly, he's huge influence, and all around someone that I aspire to play with. If you ask me, my goal in a couple of years is opening for him.
That's killer. Well, and I was getting right into that with your loop station, because that's something that was really fascinating. We had Corby Canada, I think it was episode 8 or 9. She did a loop station as well, but the amount of levels that you put into that are very fascinating and very. I mean, you build these big choruses and these. Does that stem from being a fan of him, or is that something? How did you come into that?
Absolutely. Honestly, that's so. For those that don't know, he doesn't have a band. It's just him and a looper.
Right. Yeah.
And, he's filling up stadiums with just that. So no, definitely. I think when I started playing with the looper last year, I started like obsessively watching videos of him and see
Yeah.
what he did. And I was like, oh man, like, oh, that's cool. Like he has like different tracks and like he puts them back and forth and like, oh, so like little by little for like a whole year I started experimenting and like
Yeah.
playing the songs, the covers that I knew, and like shying away from his covers. I was trying to play his covers the way that he does, and then apply that to other songs from like somebody else.
Right.
So I think like that actually gave me a lot of experience with recording in general, because basically what you do when you loop is like you record live.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So no, absolutely. Like he plays like that, and that's where I got most of it.
So with that, is your goal? Do you to play out with a band with this, or do you like the idea of just doing it with the loop station?
Yeah, I like the loop station. Yeah.
Wow, that's killer.
Yeah, I mean, like I like playing with other people, but not that much.
Yep.
And for the longest time, I always wanted to have a band, and like I tried a couple times, and like it never took off.
Right.
And then I discovered the looper, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect.
Well, I think every songwriter, right? Like we all have that. Yeah, part of the reason why you want to do music is you want to be part of a group and part of a band, but at the same time, it's frustrating to kind of match people. And I'm sure when you realize that day you wake up and go, I can do this myself. It's like, crap, now suddenly all my limitations are gone. I can book a show tomorrow at noon. Like, you know
absolutely.
What I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just me.
So it gives you a lot of independence, and like I appreciate that, because like I'm a person that like when I started doing this, like I didn't know where I was gonna do this, like how I was gonna do this, and then like I'm a yes person. So like if there's a gig, if I have it open, I'm probably gonna play it.
Probably play, yeah.
So like when you're dealing with more than one person, like when you have a group, like then you had to figure out if it's both schedules and like stuff like that. So like, no, it definitely opened that up.
Yep.
For me.
Well, and I got to the point at one point where I was trying to put together 6, 7, 8 person bands, and you know what I mean, like planning a rehearsal. I aged 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
you know
I
what
bet.
I mean? Just trying to get everybody.
Oh, dude.
Not even the show, just the rehearsal together.
Yeah, the rehearsal. Yeah.
That's fascinating. So now with that, with writing, did you write a lot of the songs with the looper, or were they written kind of acoustic first, or was that integrated into your writing process?
Honestly, I didn't wrote any of them with the looper.
Okay.
I wrote them for the looper, which is different.
Interesting. Okay, that's fascinating.
Yeah, so like I wrote a lot of them thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna do a loop of this, so I gotta make sure that like that they're gonna fit.
Right.
And like when I was producing with Dominic, like he was aware of that, so like he makes sure that like whatever changes he made, it was something that I could do live with the looper. But no, mostly I wrote them with Logic Pro, which is the program that you use as well.
My life.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It changed my whole songwriting game, like it did. So I basically recorded something, whether it's like a bass line or it was a chord progression, or sometimes it's just a drum beat.
Yep.
I remember I did one. It was just I had like a drum beat on it, and then I started like playing around on top of it. I was like, oh, good, I got it. But it was mostly like that.
Well, it's funny. I've been trying to teach a lot of my friends lately is that like when you can write music, not only just with an acoustic guitar, but when you can write it into a computer and create, I mean, it's fascinating.
It's so
People
cool.
think that I've done like full-blown records over here. And it's like, no, it's just a demo that I've just slowly added pieces on to where then you go to a studio and it's like, here, make this bigger.
Let's make this,
make this. So with the recording, how much of that did you try to limit? I mean, did you allow yourself to add as many instruments as you want, or did you try to limit to, okay, this needs to be as true to my live show as possible?
I try to limit myself to this is as true as possible. So like, of course, there's like you hear keyboards there.
Right, of course.
I barely know how to play them, so like what you see there is like me trying to like figure it out, like going like that.
Yep.
But no, there's a bass over there as well that I hire a friend of mine, Travis Snowberger. Shout out to Travis, he's awesome.
Shout out.
Yeah. And so like stuff like that where like he also like was aware that like, okay, I'm gonna make this sound good but not too complicated, so way he can play it as close as possible.
Right.
But no, it was mostly things that like the sound can come out close. Like whatever I did on keyboard, like I can definitely reproduce it with the guitar or with my voice when I loop my voice like that. This is sad standing out with all the dreams I have. The fire in my heart starts to feel like it's not, and I won't let it fade away. Put it up in my head, it's not a price I'm gonna pay. It won't be okay. I got no time to waste the things that in the end will hurt my soul. And I leave it all behind, thinking what I did was wrong. I ride it up on walls when I'm looking from the floor, then stare out there from my fire. I will find a way every day. I'm just looking for reasons to grow. There's no regret if I try, no. I need to understand the biggest enemy I have love within myself. And if I have the single things out, then I really know what I want. I see it clear now. I need more effort unless I for things to work out. And if it's not meant to be, I'll be happy and not full of doubts. I will find a way. I'm working every day. I'm just looking for reasons to grow. Some people like to stay at the same place. I'm just looking for reasons to grow. If I die, no, no. There's no regret if I die, no, no. It's to give up so easy. No one said that life is easy. Struggling is part of the show. I'm not to give up so easy. No one said that life is easy. Struggling is part of the show. I will find a way, working every day. I'm just looking for reasons to grow. Some people like to stay at the same old place. I'm just looking for reasons to grow. Oh, there's no regret if I die, no. There's no regret if I die, no. If I die, oh no, there's no regret if I die.
What is Martin doing when he's not playing music?
Ooh, when I'm not playing music, so I'm either writing music.
Yep.
I'm either trying to get a gig.
Yep. Yeah, booking.
You know how that is.
Isn't it so funny that people don't understand how much that is?
I want to say that's
more than playing.
80% of our job.
Yeah. Just staying on the books and staying on. Well, and that's when you get those regular gigs, and it's just like, I love you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God,
just I don't have to book for the next month. Like, you're just gonna take me. Like, Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
saved me 12 hours.
Yes, you actually opened my calendar. Thank you so much.
So anything else you're doing other than music?
So then music, like like typical stuff. Like I love playing video games.
Yep.
Yeah. Playing Red Dead Redemption right now.
Are you playing it? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's taken up. I gotta say I didn't play the first one.
You didn't?
Which I feel like I missed it. You know what I mean? Because then now everybody's excited about the new one and it looks really cool, but. I'm off. I feel like I'm not on the train. Off the grade? Can I get on the train for the second one?
Yeah. No, honestly, like I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna ruin your free time forever.
Yeah, that's those freelance games though. I mean,
that's all you're gonna do.
Back in the day, like Fallout, like there's no clock or time to where my wife comes in and she's like, it's 4:00, and you're like I gotta go to bed. That's where sports video games are great because there's a clock.
There's a clock. You finish a game, and you can time yourself. You're like, I'm just gonna finish a game over here. We're gonna play another one after that. I'm
40
good.
minutes. Yeah, I know. I got a 40-minute gap. I can play one more.
And this one, you're like, maybe you can try to do that with I'm gonna do a quest now, and then I'm gonna do a mission and whatever, and then but it really doesn't work.
You get distracted. Now you're over here and over there. So is it as good as the hype?
It is.
It hit the hype. Okay.
It is. I'm not a certified video game reviewer, but I'll tell you, it's good.
It's entertaining. It's pulling you away from writing songs, so it's doing its job. Right?
Honestly, you're gonna laugh. So I'm writing a new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, I started my day, whatever, and then at one point I was like, I'm gonna play a couple minutes, check it out, and then I literally had to stop myself and be like, what are you doing? Just go try write that. Go try write that.
Yeah, right. Well, I was talking to Jake from Scattered Melodies. We were sitting on the back patio for a podcast the other night, and he was saying, he's like, it's funny that you have to grant yourself the time to write music. That it's. I'll do the same thing. I'll sit down and I'll start playing, and I'll be like, I'm gonna play because I'm too tired to play music.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself 2 hours deep, and you're like, wait a second, you're making excuses. Go. But it's also, there is a balance to it. Also, I think there also is. I love creating rough mixes of songs that I'm demos that I'm working on, and then listening to them while you play, while you do stuff, and you know what I mean? Because then you're kind of keeping the brain moving, and you're not fully invested in it.
Exactly. I think you're marinating that song, right?
Yes. Yes, okay. Totally. It allows you to have a different perspective of your music because you're not so obsessed with it. So. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting to you got to find that balance, right? Because it's such a release, it's such a great thing, but at the same time, man, when Fallout 4 came out, it's well, there goes the band's music for the next 3 months. Where was that gap in your music?
Fallout came in.
Yeah, Fallout came out, and now I'm screwed.
Whatever.
That's freaking hilarious. What else do I got for you that I want to talk to you about? So went over some songwriting influences. So where did you get your start? I mean, you said you were a Ed Sheeran fan.
Mm-hmm.
Were you a fan of his even before you started playing guitar, or were you already kind of developed doing your own thing before?
No, honestly, when I first started, it was the Beatles.
Yeah,
they're the reason why I picked up a guitar.
Yeah,
it's them.
There's nothing wrong with that answer.
You know how it is, right? So no, it was them, and then after that, I started to shift to heavy metal.
Yep.
So at the beginning, it was more Metallica. Then I was obsessed with the Guns N' Roses, and then it went more towards Dream Theater, Symphony X, Ingrid Malmsteen, kind of neoclassical stuff. Right. So for the longest time, I think I spent since I was 16 until I was 20 trying to play lead guitar for a heavy metal band, and it didn't work.
So now, with that, I mean, you said you moved here when you were 16.
Yeah.
And so 16 to 20, it seems like you came racing. I mean, did you get here and you just knew that's what the dream, that's what you wanted to do, is you wanted to play music, and you wanted to get yourself into a band. And so with that, I mean, trying to be in a band for a while and then becoming your own solo artist, were you singing right away?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's something that came later.
No. That became a couple years later, actually. So, so when I was 20, I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And I put the electric guitar aside, and I was like, I'm done. And every once in a while, I would grab the acoustic guitar and be like, and then I would whistle because I couldn't sing at all. And then, little by little, I try to get that shyness away and try to sing a little. And then by the time I was 23, I was in a bar. And then there was a guitar player over there. And one of my friends that knew me from before was like, hey, you know that Martin plays, right? And I'm like, shut up. And he was like, they were all like, what? Yeah. He plays? So they got me on stage. And I played a couple songs, and they were like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Really? That's killer. So they told me that there was an open mic over there every Sunday, and there's a bar that is right next to my house. So
give it a shout out.
The Dubliner. Give a shout out to the Dubliner.
Yep. There you go.
So I started coming in every Sunday. First, I'll check it out. I was shaking. I remember I played Chris Isaac, Wicked Games.
Yeah.
And I played a song from the movie Rockstar that comes out at the end. It's called Colorful by The Burp. The Burp. Is it The Burp 5 or The Burp? I never remember. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did Bittersweet Symphony too, right?
No, it's a different. So they have the same name, but it's a different band.
It's a different band.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I played those songs, and I think you're gonna hate me. I played Wonderwall. Hey, this is my first open mic. Please forgive me.
That's so funny. So, and you just fell in love? I mean, instant or
was it was a thing because I felt really good.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, I was in school. I'm still in school for. I'm doing a master's now, but I was doing my bachelor's over there, and I have different plans, right? Mm-hmm. And then for a couple years, I was going there, and it was like a thing that I did as a hobby.
Yep.
And then, I felt that little by little was something that it was taking more priority in my life, and I wanted to do it more. Yeah, something that I needed more, and it got to a point where I was like, okay, this is it, and it took me until I was 28. So I started playing when I was 25. Yep. When I was 23. It took me until I was 28 to be like, okay, I'm going to quit my job and do this.
Yep.
It's late at night, nothing's so right. I didn't have a chance to call you. Think that you're mad at me. I hope you're not mad at me. It's late at night, and if we start a fight, it's cause I know you. You wanna spend time with me. I keep playing with the strings. Trying to win him when I caught up in my job. Schedules were really syncing with your clock. The best part of my days when I get home. Now I see you. But don't be so cruel. You know that I'm weak for you. You baby, I want you to. You can see it in my eyes. Don't be so cruel. I'm working for a life with you. There's nothing I'd rather do than hold you in my arms. Turn out the light, I know you cried, I wasn't there to hug you. It won't always be like this. I promise it won't be like this. Be hold tight, life will be bright. Remember that I love you, yeah. We'll get back a while we miss, while I'm still playing with the strings. Tired of when you wanna caught up in my job. My schedules were really syncing with your clock. The best part of the days when I get home. Now I see you. Don't be so cruel. You know that I'm weak for you. You baby, I want you to. You can see it in my eyes. Oh, don't be so cruel. for a life with you. There's nothing I'd rather do. Tell you my arms. Oh, it's hard for both of us. Oh, it's hard how we have a love. Don't be so cool. You know that I'll wait for you. Yeah, baby, I want this too. You can see it in my eyes. Oh, don't be so cruel. I'm working for a life with you, yeah. There's nothing I'd rather do. Tell you my arms. Ooh.
So, best place to find your music, Spotify, iTunes.
Spotify, iTunes, Google Play if you use that.
Okay. Your Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
And it's Martin Danel Music,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said the website's coming up. We're working on that. Getting
Working on that, yeah.
Rebuilt
Yeah.
together. But make sure you check out that new EP. It's such a great. So when you played, are you able to play all those songs out? Do you play all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great.
we did. So the CD came out October 16.
Yep.
October 15, we did a show at the Rebel Lounge.
Rebel Lounge,
a
yeah.
release party, and the whole thing. I played the whole album and 3 covers
Yeah.
in the middle. I did that Backstreet Boys song.
Yes, we were
mashup.
talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
By the way, when you take a break here at some point, go look up the mashup of his "Baby One More Time" and Backstreet.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Which, by the way, now I have stolen that
He's
cover.
playing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm doing it.
I want
to
to hear your version.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the loop. I have a drummer that I gotta keep
It
rhythm
works.
for me. But
It works.
thanks to you, I got that one rolling.
Heck yeah.
That's freaking
Heck
funny.
yeah, dude.
But so the release went well. And now, like I said, you're already rolling on another one. You're already
Yeah,
ready to get another
yeah,
one
yeah.
out. Any
Yeah.
idea of when we're gonna see it? And
My goal right now is like I'm gonna write songs from now till June.
Okay.
So I'm planning on writing anything between 15 and 20,
Nice.
and then I'm gonna go to the studio, hopefully with Dominic if he's not busy, or if not with somebody else. But we're gonna choose 6 of those, and we're gonna release another EP.
That's good.
And I'm hoping by October 2019, so like a whole year from the other one.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. That's freaking
Heck
killer. Well, let's hit a bonus round, man.
Heck
Let's
yeah,
hit some
yeah.
fun questions. You already answered if you could play with anybody, who would it be? We got that down. Venue you'd like to play someday?
Oh, there's so many. Like the cool ones, like Van Buren, Crescent Ballroom for sure. I would love to. But the one that I really, really, really wanna is Comerica.
Yeah.
I wanna play Comerica one day.
That'd be epic.
Hopefully opening for someone or
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
like it. Favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Oh man, apple pie.
Apple. Oh, yeah.
A la mode.
And we're coming up into that season. It's coming. It's coming
dude,
here. We're
so good.
we're done with Halloween and I love that everybody like nowadays just assumes that Christmas starts today. Like it's,
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
dude,
start of
for
the
real.
season.
Yeah,
It's on.
It's like everybody. Oh, it's Christmas already. I was
Yeah,
like, no.
we all bought into the marketing scheme, y'all. Like the marketing companies try to get us to say
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and now we live with it. So
Yeah.
that's freaking wild. What are you listening to right now?
Oh man.
Anything you want to give a shout out to? Anything you really digging?
Yeah. No, so I'm going through like Shawn Mendes.
Okay, yeah,
The
yeah.
new
Oh,
album
yeah,
that he
yeah.
came out. I'm going through that. 5 Seconds to Summer.
Yep. Oh, yep.
Of
yep.
summer. So 5
Of
Seconds
summer,
of Summer.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Their new album it's bomb. And then like, I don't know what it is about Khalid, but every time that he drops a song, like I'm like, oh man.
You're like, I'm in.
Oh dude, it's so good. Like I don't know, it's something about his voice.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. And then Julia Michaels too. Like,
yeah,
she's
hell
another.
Yeah. Oh,
killer.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then favorite TV show or movie?
Favorite TV show? I want to say Supernatural.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Favorite movie? I like Rockstar with Marky Mark.
Marky Mark. Man, that was a good one. That was back in the day.
I don't know why, but I always liked that movie.
That was old school Jennifer Aniston too.
Yes.
I gotta go. You mentioned that twice now. I gotta go back and give that one another run.
Dude,
it's been a
it's such
freaking
a-
while.
It's an okay movie, but I like it a lot. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Well, now here's the deal. Next 2 months, I'm just throwing this in here now. Favorite Christmas movie as we're crossing over here into the winter time.
That's a hard one. Dude, do you know that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's trying to get the kid the toy?
Yeah, Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Yeah,
Jingle
yeah, yeah. Jingle All the Way. I love
with
that
Sinbad.
one. Yeah, with Sinbad. Yeah. So I love that one. I love Home Alone.
Yes.
I grew up watching those movies. So like,
isn't it funny that we, going back to Jingle All the Way, we as kids had like this soft spot for Arnold Schwarzenegger as like this dad.
Yeah,
But then our parents were watching him as like the Terminator and Predator, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it took me a while when I get older to realize, like, hey, wait a second, that's like not a. First of all, you're not really a good actor, and second of all, like, you know,
it didn't matter.
It
like,
didn't matter.
It didn't
No,
matter.
it's just-
It's like he was
just
Arnie.
Arnold. He's Arnold. He's Arnold.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, first of all, you have a show coming up. What do I got here? You got a show coming up at Colton. You should have this ready. Pub Rock, November 24th.
Yes, I'm actually gonna be opening for Low Standard.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
freaking awesome. They're releasing their first music video, so come check them out. So yeah, and also Hostile Work Environment is there, and those guys are freaking cool.
Those guys are way cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I'm really excited about that one.
So that's November 24th at Pub Rock.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out Martin's music. Like I said, make sure you add him to your Spotify playlist. He's on there. Make sure you go to his Facebook, give it a like, say what up. All of our artists love when you say hello. We all love a little bit of attention. So
of course, that's why we're musicians.
yes. Proud to present playlist on Spotify. We take 3 songs from every artist that's been on the podcast. I've already got 3 of Martin's songs on there. Make sure you're just rolling that. I think we just hit 60 songs with that, which is pretty freaking crazy. And make sure you subscribe. And then in closing, as we say every week, do something to make the world a better place. Love on your neighbor, love on somebody new. And man, we're hitting the holiday season. Everybody's stressed out. Everybody's got something. But be the light for somebody else. Who knows? They may need it. So have a great week, and we'll see you later, y'all. See you later, y'all.
Guys. Bye.